Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Kobe Koma and this is KC Graphics. So in this tutorial video, I'm going to take you guys through the introduction to Adobe Photoshop. I'm just going to hit on the basics of Adobe Photoshop. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share this video. Also click on the notification bell for any update. Let's box on. So Photoshop. What is Adobe Photoshop? Adobe Photoshop is an image creation, graphic design, and photo editing software developed by Adobe Company. The software provides many image editing features to pixel-based images, raster graphics, vector graphics. Adobe was first released in 1988. So I'm going to launch my Adobe Photoshop and I'm using the 2021 version. So when you launch your Adobe Photoshop, this will be the interface. These are the recent works that I have worked on. You might not have this interface. So I'm going to take you guys through creating a new document. So we have the creating button, create new button here. I'm going to click on it. So when I click on it, this will be the interface. So and I'm going to talk about this portion here. I'm going to talk about this portion here. I'm going to talk about this portion. So this is where I can write my maybe the name of my document. I'll name it tutorial. Yeah, tutorial. So when you come down, we have the dimensions of your canvas. But then if maybe we have preset or customized canvas here. So when it happened that you want to design a work, maybe a web interface, you just click on the web tab, you select the size. If maybe you need something in an A4 dimension, you click on print. So we have the preset sizes here or canvas here. But then maybe if you are not okay with, or you can't find your dimension here, you move to this portion to get your own dimension. So in this portion, I'm going to talk about resolution, color mode, because they are the most needed things when it comes to you creating a document in Photoshop. So let's box on the resolution. So when it comes to resolution, the higher the size of your canvas, the lower your resolution. The smaller the size of your canvas, the higher your resolution. Why am I saying this? You might be doing a design and it will happen that the size that you want to use is very huge. Let's say a banner. We all know most banners are very huge in size. So when it comes to you designing a banner, you have to reduce the resolution depending on the size. So let's say you have 100 inches by 200 inches. So the height being the 200 and the width being the inches. So when you have this, you have to lower the resolution to 72. It is always advisable to put your resolution on 72 when you have some kind of size like this, 100 by 200 inches. The reason being that it might slow down your machine, or it will increase the size of the document, which might maybe disturb your laptop or something. So it's always advisable, whenever you have a high dimension of your canvas, you have to reduce the resolution to 72. But then when it happens that your canvas size is let's say 15 by 15 inches, you can just increase the resolution to 300. The 300 is going to make the work look very sharp and more visible because the size is very small. So the resolution is just talking about how visible and how clear and sharp your work will be. So when you have a low dimension of a canvas, you have to increase the resolution to 300. This should be the highest that you can go, 300 resolution. So we are done with resolution. So now let's talk about the color mode. So when it comes to color mode in designing, it is we have so many color modes. We have the bitmap, we have grayscale, we have RGB, we have CMYK, that's the cyan, magenta, yellow and black colors, and we have the lab color. But mostly we use the RGB colors and CMYK. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the RGB. So RGB is mainly for projections. Maybe as the work that you are going to design, it's something going to be placed on WhatsApp status, maybe Facebook or social media like um panels, or something that will be projected on a TV station or something. You have to select RGB color. But when it comes to print out, designs that will be printed out like banners, um stickers, flyers that will be printed out, and anything that you design. Maybe your client may ask you to design something which will be printed out. You have to select the CMYK. The reason being that the machine that is going to print your design understand this code. It is being programmed with this code, so you have to place it on CMYK so that when you go to print your work, you can get the right colors that you are using in your design. But then when it happens that you've selected RGB color and you've gone to print it out, you might not get the exact colors that you've used in your design. So it's always advisable to select the CMYK color when it comes to printed out works. So so these are the basic things you need when it comes to you creating a document. These are the basic things. After you getting your dimension, you should be mindful of your resolution and also mindful of your color mode. So I'm going to leave it on RGB because it's not something that I'm going to print out or print out. So I'll maintain it on RGB. So I'm going to click on create. So this is my document. So you can see there that it's named tutorial. So this is the canvas. This is the canvas. The white portion here you see is the canvas. It is the canvas. So this is where you are going to work, like you're going to place your images, your text, your colors, your gradients and all those stuff. This is where you're actually going to put those stuffs on. The portion around it, the portion here, this portion, this area you see These areas you see are the working space. This is the working space. This is the working space. So we have the tool panel. So the tool panel contains all the tools needed for your work. So we have the tools placed in your tool panel. This is the tool panel. This thing here is the tool panel. This is the tool panel. And this portion here is the layer panel. The portion here you see is the layer panel. So anything that you're going to place on your canvas will be shown here. Anything you place here, maybe it being an image, a shape, a text, or anything, it will be seen here, or it will be shown here. So this is the property panel. So the property panel displays the properties of the layers. So you could see that this is the background is selected. So when I click on the property panel, it's going to display the details or the characteristics of that background. So maybe if I need any editing or something, that's when I'll click on that. This portion you see here is a character panel. So the character panel is always works with the text. So assuming I've assuming I just did some typing, like a text, let's see, introduction to Adobe Photoshop. So the text you see here, let me bring this down, a little bit to be visible. So this is our text. So when it comes to the character panel, any editing or any edit that I want to do on this text, I have to go to the character. So we have the color, we have the font, we have the font styles, and so anything you see here are the characters of this text placed here. So that's I was talking about the layer panel. So anything that you place on your canvas will be shown on your layer panel. So when I click on the property panel, it will display the characters of the text or the layer. So now let's talk about the menu bar. Portion you see here is the menu bar. So, and in the menu bar we have so many tabs there. We have the file, we have the edit, image, layer, type, select, filter, 3D, view, plugins, windows, help. I'm not really going to talk about all, but I'm going to talk about the needed ones here. So I'm going to talk about file, edit, and image for now. So about the file, we have so many options in the file. If you want to create a new document, you click on new, and maybe you want to open a document or maybe open an image with Adobe Photoshop, you click on open. And maybe if you want to save your document, you click on the file, click on save, and so I'm working on a design and I need an image to be imported in my document. So this is the procedure. I'll just go to the file, click on place embedded. So when I click on the place embedded, it will send me to the file manager. So I want to just bring an image to my canvas. So I'll just look for the image. So I'm going to use this. I'll click on it and place my image. So now I've gotten the image in my canvas. So now I can work on it. So whenever you're designing, mostly in designing, these are the steps that are really needed when it comes to you designing, because you might be bringing other stuff to your design to make your design like creative, to end up your design. So this is a process whenever I want to import anything to your canvas. So I'm going to talk about the edit. So by then, before you can edit something, you have to select what you want to edit. Let's say I want to edit the text that I've placed on my canvas. So I'll click on edit, have the undo, and I have copy, and I have a lot of things here. So when it comes to transform, when you click on transform, we have the scale, we have the rotate, we have the skew, we have the warp, we have the rotation and all the stuff. So maybe I just want to flip this vertical. So when I click on this, see that it is being flipped vertical. So anything you want to do, maybe you want to do some editing on your image, you just go to the edit. So let's talk about image. So the image, we have mode, adjustment, image size, canvas size, image rotation, duplication, calculation. So I'm only going to talk about mode, adjust mode, image, canvas size. These are the things that I'm going to talk about. So maybe you are designing and from the beginning you've selected RGB color mode, but then you've realized you need CMYK. There's no need for you to create a new document and in the process before selecting CMYK. You just have to go to image, click on mode, then you select your preferred color mode. So when it comes to image size, let's say the image which is being imported to your canvas is, you want to reduce the size, it's very huge or small. You click on the image size, so this will be shown. You could see that this is, I've selected the text, so we are assuming that the text is the image. So I'm going to reduce this to 5, and you could see that the image has reduced. So that's about, and the resolution. So when you click on OK, it has reduced everything. And when it comes to canvas size, maybe the canvas size that you've taken is something very huge for you and you really want to reduce the size. You click on the image, you go to canvas size. So the canvas size, this will be displayed. So now you select, if it's inches, you select, then you do your adjustment. So we've come to an end to today's tutorials. That's introduction to Adobe Photoshop, and I hope you've learned a lot. You've known the basic fundamentals when it comes to Adobe Photoshop, you creating a new document, the things that are really needed when creating a new document, the resolution and the color mode. So thank you, and please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment, like and share this video, and also click on the notification bell for any new video. Thank you. Love you all.